additional tier 1 bonds. Okay, so this was a very important current affair for money and banking. Okay, why it was in news is that because RBI when the Yes Bank was having a crisis. Okay, you know that Yes Bank is now currently going under a crisis. Okay, so what RBI have decided is that RBI have decided to extinguish the ATR bonds of Yes Bank. Okay, additional tier 1 bonds of Yes Bank which was issued by Yes Bank was decided to be extinguished by Reserve Bank of India, and those who invested in ATR 1 bonds, they all got panic and they started requesting the RBI to do something for them. Okay, so because of that, since RBI decided to extinguish the ATR 1 bonds issued by Yes Bank, there can be a question regarding the concept of ATR 1 bonds. Okay, so nearly 9,000 crore value of ATR 1 bonds were issued by Yes Bank. Okay, so we will before solving this question, we will have some idea. Okay, so before going into the concept of ATR 1 bonds, okay, since I already discussed this concept of additional tier 1 capital. Okay, additional tier 1 capital in the Basel 3 norms. Okay, and Basel 3 norms which I have covered under ECOFACE is available in YouTube. Those who have not gone through it have an idea. I have discussed in detail regarding all these concepts. Okay, there's a high chance that they may ask question regarding capital conservation buffer or common equity tier 1, etc., or even additional tier 1 capital. Okay, so under the Basel 3 norm, okay, under the Basel 3 norm, it is a requirement. Okay, so there a bank need to have an additional tier 1 capital of 1.5%. So one important thing in relation to the risk weighted assets, and every bank should have a minimum common equity tier 1 ratio. Okay, so a minimum common equity tier 1 capital of 5.5%, then a capital conservation buffer of 2.5% of their risk weighted assets. So two important information. Okay, one, every bank should have a minimum common equity tier 1 capital of 5.5% of their risk weighted assets, then additional capital conservation buffer of 2.5%. Try to understand that this capital conservation buffer is also common equity tier 1 capital. Okay, so additionally to these two, that is common equity tier 1 capital and capital conservation buffer, there is an additional capital 1 tier capital is required, that is 1.5% of risk weighted asset. So this is actually, this additional tier 1 capital is this additional tier 1 bonds is being issued by banks to fulfill this criteria, to have at least 1.5% of the additional tier 1 capital, and thereby to have a minimum tier 1 capital, So minimum tier 1 capital a bank should have is this common, including common equity tier 5.5 and this 1.5. Okay, so this I have discussed. So just have an idea, this additional tier 1 bonds is issued by the banks to fulfill this Basel 3 norms of additional tier 1 capital of 1.5% of risk weighted asset. So I have already discussed this. Now we'll see this. Okay, what is this additional tier 1 bonds is all about. Okay, so basically this money is raised by the bank to fulfill the Basel 3 norms of having an additional tier 1 capital of 1.5% of risk weighted assets. Okay, now additional tier 1 bonds, we will see the features of this additional tier 1 bonds. They are quasi equity instruments. Okay, additional tier 1 bonds are quasi equity, even though they are quasi equity instruments. Okay, we'll see that why it is called as quasi equity instrument. So basically they are meant to be like equity, but they are structured as bonds. Okay, so they are not equity, but they are structured as bonds. So the difference here is, we know that in the case of equity, when a company is in loss, the capital also will get absorbed with that loss, but not in the case of bonds. But here, so that's why it is called as this quasi equity instrument. It has both the features. Okay, so one important point to note down is that they are meant to be like equity, to have a additional tier 1 capital, but Actually, they are not equity, they are structured as bonds. That's why it is called as AT1, additional tier 1 bonds. Now we will see that what is the speciality about this additional tier 1 bonds. Okay, basically they are high interest rating bonds. This is one interesting feature of this bond. Okay, these bonds, banks provides more interest compared to other bonds. So they are high interest bearing bonds. Why banks pay high interest? I'll discuss. Okay, so one important, very important feature regarding this bond is that banks provide high interest for it, and these bonds don't have any maturity. So two important features. These bonds, AT1 bonds, don't have any maturities. Normally we know the features of a bond. It has a maturity, but this additional tier 1 bonds does not have any maturity. It will be continued, it will be rolled over. Every year the banks will pay interest, and this interest will be normally higher interest compared to the other bonds issued by the bank. So these two very important features, note down. No maturity date, high interest rate. Then normally banks pay to the investors who have invested in this bond, banks pay interest every year. Now, there is another interesting feature about this bond is that, okay, bank pay interest only when it is having enough profit. Okay, so regarding AT1 bonds, we know that banks pay high interest, but this high interest will be paid only when the bank is having enough profits. When the bank is at a loss, they need not to pay that interest. Okay, now this, see, normally we know that bonds are regulated by the capital market regulator SEBI. But regarding this AT1 bonds, additional tier 1 bonds, it is regulated by Reserve Bank of India. Another important point to note down. Okay. Now, there is something regarding this bond. Okay. The bank with RBI's, this is very important. Okay. Bank with RBI's approval can actually say it won't pay back any interest or principal at all. Okay. So, AT1 bonds have a feature, inherent feature. Bank can say to the investors, it will not pay any interest or principal if there is a trigger. And that trigger is already RBI mentioned, so that I will explain what is the trigger point, such as if the bank's tier 1 capital ratio, we know what is capital tier 1, okay, if the bank's tier 1 capital ratio falls below a threshold level or falls below a certain limit, okay, so what are the trigger? If the bank's tier 1 capital falls below a certain limit, or if the bank needs massive capital infusion, okay, in that case, with RBI's approval, bank can say that it will now further will not pay any interest or principal from these bonds. Okay, so this is one of the feature of this additional tier 1 bond. Okay, now regarding this, okay, so this principal loss absorption. Okay, principal loss absorption is that, okay, the principal amount of this bond can be absorbed by the bank if the this trigger is that, okay, if the common, this is very, very, very important, okay, if the common equity tier 1 capital of a bank, if the common equity tier 1 capital of a bank falls below 5.5% of their risk-weighted asset, okay, if the common equity tier 1 capital of a bank falls below 5.5% of their risk-weighted asset, that is in the case of before March 2019. After March 2019, it is if the common equity tier capital, if it is falls below 6.1 to 5%, then that can be a reason for this bond or the principal amount of this bond to be used for adjusting this. So this bond, this money or this money raised through this bond can be used to fill that gap of common equity tier 1 capital. Okay, so this is one of the important feature of this particular bond. This bond is basically they can absorb the principal loss. Okay, that is in the sense that if the common equity tier 1 capital of a bank falls below a certain limit, that is now it is 6.125%. Okay, this is one of the important feature of this bond. Okay, if the bank is having a huge loss, or if its common equity tier 1 capital falls below a certain limit, this bond, this money or this capital will be used to adjust the common equity tier 1 capital of the bank. So this has happened in the case of Yes Bank. When the when the bank was at a huge loss, when its capital have come very low, RBI have told that RBI is going to use this ATR1 bonds, that is nearly, it is coming around 9,000 crore for adjusting the capital of Yes Bank. Okay, and this has created a panic among the investors. They have requested the RBI to convert these bonds into equity, but actually inherent feature, there is an option. They can convert it into equity or it can be used for absorbing the losses, but RBI have said that it will be used for absorbing the losses. Okay, so this is the most important thing about additional tier 1 bonds. So additional tier bond, already the bond holders have agreed. Okay, so before, that's the reason why I told you, that's the reason why this bonds, banks give high interest rate. Why banks give high interest rate to these bonds? Because already this bond holders know that if in any time, if the bank is at a loss or if its common equity tier capital falls below a certain limit, they will lose this money. That's why they have been paying high interest rate. Okay, so bond holders have already agreed beforehand that they can be written down to zero in case the bank has to be rescued. So as part of rescuing the Yes Bank, one of the things taken up by RBI is that to extinguish this additional tier 1 bonds of Yes Bank, which is somewhere around 9,000 crore. Okay, and another feature of these bonds is that these bonds, additional tier 1 bonds, are listed and are traded on the exchange. So from these features, there is a high chance that UPSC can ask a question regarding additional tier 1 bonds. So have an idea how you related with the Basel III norms, why banks require this additional tier 1 capital, what is this additional tier 1 bonds, okay, and what are these features of this bond. Keep this in mind, these bonds does not have any maturity, they are high interest bearing, and these bonds, the capital raised through these bonds can be used for absorbing the losses of any bank. Okay, and the investors, the bond holders already know about this risk, about their investments. Okay, so these points you keep in mind. Now we will try to solve the question. Additional tier 1 or AT1 bonds are a type of unsecured. Yes, they are unsecured. They are unsecured. There is they are unsecured plus they are perpetual bonds. What is perpetual? They don't have any maturity. They are unsecured perpetual bonds that banks issue to shore up their core capital base to beat the Basel III norms. So this is the definition of additional tier 1 bonds. So first statement is correct. AT1 bonds are like any other bonds issued, they are like any other bonds issued by banks, but pay a slightly lower rate of interest compared to other bonds. No, compared to other bonds, AT1 bonds pay high rate of interest. So it is not low rate of interest. Okay, bond holders of AT1 bonds receive high interest compared to other bonds, not low interest. So second statement is wrong. So answer will be A, 1 only.